What's up, guys? It's a beautiful day today. It's going to be 40, 50s here coming up for probably the next couple weeks. We'll kind of dip into getting this thing. I think first we're going to focus on the rear end and try to get it pulled, welded, and the new one put in. And then we'll go ahead and pull the trans. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this rear end pulled out. And take a look at what we got and what we got to change and what we're gonna throw in there for those reinforcement plates. So first things first, guys, we'll probably unbolt our ARB here. I'll probably end up cutting these tabs off and just reusing them on the 9. So yeah, we'll go ahead and unbolt here. We'll probably lower the car down. I'll crawl under it, unbolt our uppers on the housing, and then unbolt our lowers, and unbolt our shocks on the bottom. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 bolts there. Just leave it completely free, and then obviously our 12 point. I forgot what those are. I think they're like 9/16 or something. 12 point bolts for the drive shaft, and then we'll yank this sucker out and kind of get a game plan about we got these undone, these undone, these undone, and these undone. So there's all 8 right there. We'll go ahead and lower this thing. Alright guys, here we are with the BMR kit. I know they sell them on eBay too. I forgot what the difference was in price. I think I just seen these on Google. They all look pretty similar. These are nice sandblasted pieces here. They're pretty thick. They feel heavy duty. They're probably closer to 3/16. I know some of the eBay ones looked a little thinner. So obviously these are going to be your lowers. So this will go on the outside bottom of the car into the torque box, and then these will go on top right inside the car. Pretty self-explanatory. These will go on the upper torque box, kind of like this, under the car, and then this goes on the inside of the car, kind of where the bottom seat would go, down on there like that. We have our hardware. Here's our little spacers. Those spacers are going to end up going on here. We probably will bolt them just for ease of welding, really. I mean, just for ease of fit up. I mean, when they're welded properly, the bolts really don't do shit, but it's easier to we might as well punch the holes quick and bolt them up, because why not? That way they're in the car and they're ready to go. First, we'll kind of go over where they're going to go. I'm going to make this as quick and painless as possible. I know, like, when I watch a YouTube video, especially on shit like this, I kind of start skipping through when they're talking for fucking 10 minutes for no reason. So we'll just hop right into it. I'll just hold them kind of where they got to go, and then we'll kind of just go over. All I'm going to do is take it, I mean, literally take it, set it in here, So for example, you know, this one probably gonna go something like this. I'll kind of get into it a little bit more in depth here once we actually get set up, whatever. So it'll go like this, right? So I'll make a mark, clean it off with a tiger paw or flap disc, whatever. Same for that side. These ones, this will be for the upper, it'll sit something like that. So there we go there. Obviously guys, move your wires when you're doing this shit. Maybe even wrap them with tin foil or, you know, a piece of cardboard, whatever, just to keep the sparks off of them. So that's kind of how those are going to look on the inside. And then I will take the car up and we'll go over what we got to do on the outside. So this guy, there's already holes there, roughly. So I'll just sink a drill bit through there, and then, I mean, I appreciate these guys anti-seizing all these bolts for me, the previous owners, but it is fucking everywhere. So yeah, these go in here like this. That just prevents the box itself from kind of folding in on itself. A little bit better shot right there. So that kind of goes in there, and like I said, we'll punch holes with the drill bit and send our bolts through. Like I said, I'll mark them and then just clean it up, probably with a wire wheel more so on this shit. So there's that one. Obviously there's a pair of everything. Here's this guy. These will go in here, which I will have to notch out this just a little bit. I'm only going to take just enough, you know. You don't want to take any more than you have to. And this guy slides up in there, and then we'll bolt it to that plate that I showed you guys in the car. And then obviously when we're doing this, I will go through and kind of weld, you know, as much shit in here. I might honestly just MIG weld this shit just because it'll work just as nice as TIG welding. It'll be way faster. I'll make it look really nice. But I mean, obviously all this has to hold this entire control arm and rear end in is just these fucking spot welds. So once these reinforcement pieces go in, I mean, that's pretty heavy duty steel. I highly doubt you'd bend this piece. Maybe, I mean, or bend something, but I've dealt with multiple Marty box setups. I put them in myself. They're really nice pieces, anything like that. I mean, BMR makes also a piece too that is kind of a plug in play. They're great, but as soon as I seen Tin Soldier race cars post a 1.0, I think it was an LDR car, drag radial car, that had factory boxes reinforced and then welded. And he was doing consistent 1.0s. So to see that, I'm all about simpler, cheaper, especially on these cars. They're very easy to work on. So to be able to go 1.060, which I doubt I'll ever even go 1.060s, but on factory torque boxes, and be confident that it's not going to rip the rear end out, that's all I need. So these should do just fine. So everything, there's two bags, right? One bag is for the lowers, one bag's for the uppers. You got two bottom bolts for each side, and you got two long top bolts for each side. These just slide on like that. They're machined just so they fit over the shoulder, so they are pretty tight. Like this one, I kind of struggled. It's literally scratching to get it on. So for example, these things look like they do have a curve to it a little bit, so whichever side fits on whichever side, but this is going to fit right where your back seats go, like that. So I'll leave them how they are right now, and then I'll go ahead and mark this off with a marker, and I'll come in here with a tiger paw, clean all this shit up, and I might get these sunk in, weld this to here and weld this to here before anything else, and then we'll go under the car. Actually, I'll probably run under the car right now and see how the other ones fit up and see what we got to do for those. So yeah, let's go check those out. Obviously, if I can get it in there with one hand. Okay, so there's that. They're still going to work great. Both of them will sink through enough when I fix those mitered spacers. And then let me switch camera hands here. Then those two bottom bolts we will drill. I think I'll even weld it and nut those top ones and then weld it. And then last thing I'll do is drill those holes and put those two bottom bolts in. That'll be really, really easy, self-explanatory. So yeah, I'll probably weld anywhere this plate is touching the car. I'm going to try to weld it. Along with, like I was stating before, you know, like a lot of these seams up here by the pinch welds, all this shit, I'm going to try to weld all of it as much as I can. This is previous owner welds. But yeah, I mean, even down around here, this piece, anything I can weld, I want to weld because it'll be pretty freaking rigid. I mean, this will be 1/8 inch thick total between the two. So this side, I must have drilled a little better because they're a little longer, as you can tell. I'll still shorten those spacers a little bit just to give me a little more room so they set on the inside of the car nicer. It'll make for a little bit better weld too. But yeah, okay, so those are the uppers. Okay, now we'll get to the lowers. I might try to trim this out with a Sawzall because it does still stink like fuel in here. I'd like to try to save the sparks as late as possible. I'm going to try to take it out with a Sawzall and just come across here. And we'll see if we can get that in there. I think we'll sling a bolt through it and then we'll see where our plate needs to be. So. Alright guys, so I just put 2 slits here, as you can see, real easy to do, and then we're just going to bend this down, and then we'll be able to tap it back up and then re-weld this after we get this in here. So, for example, this box goes in here. And there we are, guys. Just to recap, slit, bend, slide it up in there, take your lower control arm bolt, slide her through. BMR already has a hole for the e-brake line or whatever that is, or I don't remember what exactly goes through that. I don't have anything that personally goes through there. But this way, I just put that bolt in there and put a nut on it. And now we'll drill our 4 holes so we can get our plate in the car where that needs to go. Same exact thing on this side, guys. Slit, slide it up and in. Put the lower control arm bolt in. This one also has a hole in it for the e-brake cable, I think. And then we'll go ahead with our drill and punch our drill bit through so we know where we got to go in the car. And then we'll get everything kind of half-assed with the bolts in, and then we'll mark everything with the Sharpie, and then we'll go through with the drill and a wire wheel cup or a tiger paw, like a flap disc on a 4-inch grinder, and knock all that off, and then get to welding. There we are, guys. Got everything marked out. You can probably hardly see it, but it's sharpied out. These I'm going to decide to trim this corner just so it's easier to weld. Same with this one. Probably just trim that corner just so I can get a weld in there, hopefully. And yeah, we will start cleaning this deal up. guys. Here's the finished product here. I was able to weld all the way around everything. It's kind of hard to see, but there that plate is, for example. Here that plate is. I will say I did make an extreme mess. There was rubber caked everywhere from cleaning out that dynamat or sound deadening. I know there's a lot of ways to do it. It could be dry ice or heating it and scraping it, whatever, but I just went to it with a tiger paw trying to hammer it out. So yeah, it turned out really nice. Everything's welded all the way around. Welds turned out pretty slick for being 4-pan welds. I mean, you can only do so much. So yeah, let's go ahead and come to the bottom here. I left this unpainted just to kind of show you guys what I ended up doing. This is what I was saying here. I was able to bend this back up and weld it, and then wherever I could get the torch, pretty much, I welded, you know, there, for example, up top there, that one looks like shit. And then I kind of just did where I felt like the boxes were gonna pull, mostly, like where most of their strength is. I also added one inside. On these boxes, I kind of did this point here, because that primarily, you want to think about what holds it to the frame rail. And then in here, everything's bolted up here, around here. I mean, I did the best I could without really cleaning it much. Just kind of burned it in with the squirt gun. Up here, around here, in there. Back on this, of course. And then same thing, I kind of did the same thing on both sides. Quick little show and tell here, just after I painted it, turned out really nice. I'm going to leave all this unpainted. That'll probably get mini tub next winter, but for now, I just threw one coat on, maybe throw a couple more or one more on, and call it good. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this rear end in here. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you really quick the 9-inch in here. Everything fit pretty good. I just got to go ahead and I'm probably going to pull the rotors and the calipers and pop these studs out and then put new ones in. I did do a bit of an old school deal here, and I just cut the springs. These are Fox body springs. I just cut them like half a coil. I just wanted to drop it just a little bit more. So that'll probably be the setup. I gotta weld tabs on for the ARB and make new link bars, longer ones. I'm just gonna run that ARB for now. I might leave the trans in for a month or two yet. And then yeah, so this thing, I'm waiting on lug nuts, and I'm gonna throw the new wheels on and then swap fluid in the 9-inch and then just fix up the ARB to make it work. I gotta see what I gotta do, what spacers or what I have to do to get those wheels to run on here. There's no, like, the wheel is flat to the mounting surface, so that brake caliper, I don't know, we're gonna see what we gotta do or what we can do, what our options are for that. I gotta figure out something to mount or for hood pins. A couple like leaks, like a coolant hose is leaking. I'm gonna put a different transmission cooler on it, so a bunch of little maintenance shit. Track opens next weekend, I think. This deal, we just gotta tighten the fitting. We did end up getting the wideband sensor put in, and the gauges, just grabbed glow shift ones. This has to be taped up, and then we're just gonna run 2 gauges for now. I haven't decided if we're gonna do oil pressure or something else. I gotta work on the tune for this, and then I also probably have to do some minor adjustments on the tune on the Mustang, but that should be pretty easy stuff. Just little shit. So hopefully this week, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the track. I might go, but without the car probably. And then just other little dumb shit. So yeah, hopefully this week I'll be able to knock out most of that. And then I'm still gonna be waiting on lug nuts for like 2 weeks, so that kind of sucks. But I just wanted to add this in here to this video since I'm gonna get it done now. Just all the little shit that we kind of wrapped up, gauges on this thing and getting it somewhat running. And then I did put the rear end in. I think I'm gonna leave the trans and the anti-roll bar the way it is. And just get them both on the road and just focus on getting the tunes right and then worry about it. I mean, the transmission, it works for this. I just wanted to pull it out and have a trans brake put in it, but I think I'm gonna wait like a month or two yet. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of catch you guys up to speed on what the plan is here coming up. It's getting nice out, so I hope to see you guys all out there, and yeah.